All right. Good evening, everybody. Thank you guys for joining me. And today, just want to go over a couple things, what we're going to be doing today. The main plan is to go over the axe, or if you want to call it Hachet, Dorinthea. I'm going to show you the deck list. Obviously, we're going to talk about it for about 2 or 3 minutes, just kind of go over a little bit of the math behind the deck and what it's trying to accomplish. And then, of course, we're going to do what we always do, and we're going to hop into some games, and we're going to play. We're going to hang out. We're going to have some good old-fashioned fun, right? So let's hop right into the deck list. Let's go ahead and get into that. So let me go ahead and just make this a little bit bigger. All right. So this is the Axis Dorinthea deck. All right. Is it good enough to play at an event? It actually is. And I'll show you kind of like why. And we'll go over like what you're basically trying to do in a lot of different matchups. We're going to cover all that. Don't worry about that. So this is the idea, right? If you notice, 90% of the cards have to do with go again, right? That is the general idea of the deck, is we are trying to leverage Dory's hero ability, which says if a weapon hits, you can swing with that weapon another time. The best card in the deck is by far Hit and Run. It is just an overperformer because what it allows you to do on one single blue pitch, right? If you have, let's say, a tunic counter, right? If you swing axe and then, which comes in for 2, it's very likely that it doesn't get blocked, right? Because it's just never efficient for any deck to block a 2 swing unless you're Oldhim. You Blade Runner it, so that's 2 resources. Axe swing 1, then Blade Runner. Then you have a hit and run in between, which pumps and gives go again, right? For 0 cost. Then third resource swings the second axe, which has go again because of the hit and run. And if either axe hits, either one of them, we get to tunic counter, swing third axe. That's all on 3 cards, right? The hit and run, the Blade Runner, it could be Spoils of War, it could be Warrior's Valor. It's just plug and play on any of them. Driving Blade gets a little weird because it basically it costs 2 is the problem there. But and then so let's look at the rate of that. Why are we trying to accomplish that line every single time, right? If you axe swing for 2 and then play a go again card, which we play a lot of yellows. So we'll say it's like 2.5 value. Some are red, some are yellow. They all pump for like 3 or 2, right? So we'll say 2.5 just to meet right in the middle. So that's 2 and then 2.5. And then the next swing is always 3. So 2, 2.5, and 3 is a total value of 7.5 on 2 cards. That's a go again card in a blue. But then you heal 1 on Valiant Dynamos. So that's a value of 8.5 on average for 2 cards. Our game plan is to do that 10 times during a game. We're trying to prolong the game as long as we possibly can to maximize the amount of value getting out of those boots, right? And the whole reason we're playing Dory and not Bolton is we want to swing for a third time. So we want to park that hit and run in Arsenal, sit on the tunic counter, and whenever they let one of the axes hit, boom, we're in it for a third swing, just for extra value. So we are going to go ahead and hop right in, I guess. We'll go ahead and get some games in. I will show you guys how it plays, and we'll go from there. So let's go ahead and queue up. All right. Yeah, I got a cat in the background. That's a fact. That is a fact. That is not me meowing, I promise you. All right, so we got Bolton. This is straightforward. Nothing Nothing too crazy exciting. The good part about this is we're going to go ahead and take out Nourishing Emptiness because we want to literally turn off his hero ability. Like, literally. And that's what we're going to do. So we kind of want to start with the damage. It's advantageous for us. So we're going to elect to go second. Okay. And let's get this going. So I'm not allowed to lose this one, or Josh will never forgive me. So that's just how that is. Okay. For those of you who don't know, obviously Josh Lau is a huge Bolton player. I get a lot of reps into this matchup. So what we're going to do, so no cleave. I do run cleave, but it's in the sideboard, obviously, for Dromai, and it's also a nice little 1 for 4 against Oldhim in case they try to play a longer game and fatigue. Although it does pretty good into fatigue because, so this is what I'm talking about, right? So we'll assume that like our boots had a counter on them because like this is actually in the middle of the game and we're trading blows, right? Literally all we're doing is we're gonna swing axe, pitch a blue, comes in for 2. So that's 2 value on 1 resource. Then we play the red blade runner. And then that's going to give us a value of 5. And then we're going to swing the second axe, which is a value of 8, plus the heal on the boots is 9 for 2 cards. But then we have the deck built in a way to where every additional card that's not part of that rotation is a 0 cost. That can just be plugged in at any moment and allows us to just add to it, basically, like this instance right here. What would you say are the deck's good and bad matchup? What meta is? Icelander can be a little tricky, and the idea behind that is Blade Runner specifically puts the damage on the second swing. So if they ever present a situation where you can't swing a second time, that card's wasted, essentially. So those spots can be specifically brutal, but other than that, it's not too bad of a matchup. Okay, so we are going to block Driving Blade because we know the glint will be valid on the swing. Although it's actually unfortunate. I want to block with boots, but so do we go for the triple swing? I think we can. No, I think it's a little greedy. We need to play slow, keep the life up. So we're just going to block here and then block for boots just in case there is any shenanigans. But it's probably just going to be Arsenal, either a combo piece or a D-React there. Other than that, good matchups are 5. Especially if they're on the Kodachi plan. If it's Kodachi, it's free because you basically deny the mass trigger with boots every single turn, which is just massive, right? So we are going to go ahead and swing the Hachet, pitching the hit and run blue because chances are they're going to want to block this. And if they don't, we can go ahead and Blade Runner from Arsenal and then Arsenal the Glint, which is just a better card. Or if they block on this one, like they do here, then we can just go ahead and glint, get a card, and we'll swing a 3rd time. Is our plan now. A little Houdini there, right? We always prioritize the go again cards over the non-go again cards. So I'm going to swing this axe a 3rd time, bitching the Out for Blood. Is the game plan. And we're trying to just draw this game out, is what we're trying to do. And that allows us to, basically allows us to wait for him to combo, which we know is inevitable, right? We're not trying to like race him down or anything. We're just trying to stay at 40 life. We're going to block as much as we possibly can come combo turn. and yeah, just go from there. So here we have another great hand. I never like Warrior's Valor, especially against a deck that which axe do you swing first and why? It does not matter. It only matters. So the first one hit, and I could have swung with it again, but you always want to rotate. So it doesn't matter which one you swing with first. Just make sure you swing with the opposite one second, and then come back to that one third if you can. So here we're going to get rid of the Warrior's Valor because we already have 2 sources of go again, and the Spill Blood's kind of nice, especially on the tunic counter. So we're going to go here, and we're just going to block with boots because we can. In case they have any combat tricks or anything like that. Or I got, that's my fault. That's my fault. I goofed. I didn't see the resource floating. So if we lose it at 1 life, it's my fault. So here we're definitely going to, we're going to go ahead and play Spill Blood. Thoughts on the Saber Dagger build? Are the axe-centric cards better value? Yeah, Spill Blood, obviously, like we're about to see, is just so much value. So I really like to... I prefer that type of... the act, because Cleave just helps to draw my matchup so much. And... so we're going to tunic counter, swing again for 5, and if he blocks a card, he gets blown out because we're just going to give go again here. And the first one already hit. And then here we bracers and swing for another 6. So that's just like so much value on, and we blocked with a card, right? And we're still going in. So it's plays like this, Spill Blood, that make the axes the place to be. The place to be. And as far as sabers, like, sabers always come in for 2. One of the axes always come in for 3. So why not just get that guaranteed? Okay. So here's straightforward. So we're going to block here, here, and here, and then do our little 2-step. Easy. We're just going to keep doing this. That's literally all we're doing. We're just playing a super efficient, value-based game. That's a value of 8, including the heal on the boots, off of a yellow and 1 blue pitch. Spill Blood being a 1 for 6 here, big value, absolutely, and that's all we're trying to do. And it's not only that; it was on a 4-card hand. Well, a 3-card hand in an arsenal. So, okay, so we have this right here. We're definitely going to block with the driving blade and do the 2-step with a sharpened steel. Add it into the mix. There's an argument where we could arsenal, but like blue blue driving blade is just nothing to be excited about. So we're just going to just keep our life as high as possible. Even if it means not blocking with the boots some turns, we're just going to keep the life as high as possible because we're playing the long game. Waiting for him to combo off. Then we're going to block everything we can. Go about our business. I need to prioritize getting an arsenal because we want to sync the arsenal to our hand to give us more ammunition to block with on his combo turn and really deny the heal. Saber Dagger, though, not sabers. I'm not too familiar with Saber Dagger combo. I know, who was it? Was it DM Armada that made a deck list or so? I don't remember who it was. I gotta be honest with you, I'm just not too familiar with it. Okay, so we're getting those D reacts out. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the power of hit and run in this next turn. So we're gonna block boots only because that's value. That is the definition of value. Okay, so we have 1 blue card and 2 go again, and 1 of them's hit and run. So let's count this resource, right? Or let's count the value here. So we're gonna go, that's 2 cards, including the blue. Okay, we're gonna swing with the first one. He's gonna let it hit, which is huge for us. So, Or unless he's got D-React, which is also fine. So then we're going to give this one go again. We are coming in hot for 6. And he is... Normally I would play the in the swing, but he's taken all this damage. So he obviously has... he obviously has the combo here. So like I said, I need to get this card into Arsenal so that I can crown it into my hand and have more stuff to block with. So we're not going to play it here where we normally would. We are going to Tunic counter and get another 3 damage in. People complain about Rosetta Thorn. Imagine if you had 2 of them. All right, we're going to Arsenal. And that, like I said, we're just going to execute our game plan. This is his charge card to establish his combo, which is fine. It doesn't have an on-hit effect, so we don't necessarily care about it. The only argument is we could go ahead and block Bracers here, but it's really unnecessary. If it was a Courage that offered a draw, there's an argument too. But we can't starve also, because another tactic you can use against Bolton is you can like starve him out of soul as he's comboing and he can't give enough go again. But with Spirit of Arena, basically he's at like he could not hit a single time and he'd go all the way through the combo because he gets 2 action points just by playing. So as long as we don't get triple luminated here, we should be fine. Okay. So we want to see an activation of Gallantry Gold. We do not want to see 3 Luminas. Okay. He activated Gallantry Gold. That's exactly what we wanted to see. This is just a regular combo, and all we're going to do is go down the line and just block as efficiently as we can and make sure that he does not. So we're going to go and get that card into Arsenal. So it's another card that we can block with. Let's go and get that to the hand. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to keep doing it. Just like that. We're just going to keep going. And then we're going to take 2 to the face, which is okay. Because we're still like hugely winning. 23-9. And we still technically have more armor. And he's basically playing a blitz deck after he combos. So like we're perfectly fine here. We're going to take this. We're going to go in with Driving Blade and try to close it out. We just need to get him blocking and the game's over. He has 6 souls, so he can do it regardless. Absolutely, because of even if he was at like 3 soul, because he can get the action points off of Spirit of Arena, it gets rough. So he's throwing blue, take flight. Like I said, this is a blitz deck we're playing against now. Yep, sure, fine. Cool. Okay. Do that, and go here. And then we just win on the value game is all we're doing. We're just going to win on the value game. Took an extra damage to deny 2 soul. Yes. Yeah, because I blocked 6 on the 5. Yes. There's an argument if we weren't playing so where I'm just trying to keep my life total as high as possible. There's an argument where you block as much damage as you can and actually let them hit. And as long as they banish all their beacons, it's actually another viable strategy. So he's going to let this hit unless he has a soul shield here, which is fine. Yep. And then we just swing here. Slightly inefficient on the resources, but we don't have Tunic and we got his whole hand. So we're fine. If he wants to keep playing this game, Mazel tov. So we're gonna kind of try to surprise a little bit. And his soul is kind of low. That's another thing. We wanted to keep the soul basically as low as possible because we don't want to get Beacon to death, right? Beacon allows him to banish as many cards from soul as he wants to do +1. So he'd be sitting at a 5 right now if we would have let that hit. And, you know, that's 2 more damage when that card actually comes. So we're going to go ahead and swing. I know you guys are sitting here looking at my nice 12 copper. I know we're balling over here, but I know you guys are looking at that like, man, this dude needs to run cash in. It doesn't work. I tried it. I mean, you can, but I just feel like it's greedy. But I could be wrong. I'm definitely willing to admit that I could be wrong. So here we have the good card that I like to call. So we are going to just try to close the game out there and call it a day. We have quote unquote the good card. Let's go ahead and give it go again with the Blade Runner, and this is gonna come in for, I don't know, a lot. So that's 8. And then we're going to pump it by 3 because we have the arsenal to do so, and that should take it. GG, maintain a value of 13.27. And that's, you have to keep in mind, right? How many turns went by where we couldn't even like effectively block with the boots, right? Like there was so many turns where like he threw 1 3-power attack and we just had a dead card and we blocked with it. In an average match, like imagine that situation against an aggro deck like Fi where, you know, there's actual exchanges and stuff like that. The block on our boots here was a value of 6, but it could have easily been, I've seen games where it's 10, 11, and so on. Cash, yeah, cash in would be good at 12 copper, but it blocks 2. And like in certain matchups, you actually don't get a lot of copper. So it's like, it's very weird on like whether you actually get in. And sometimes like they'll just, but you basically get all the copper in a Spoils of War turn is because you get the 2 copper every single time it hits, and sometimes you swing like 3 times. So that's like 6 copper right there. And then you have Outland Skirmish that also provides copper. And so that's basically, you have to like gauge whether they're actually going to block on those turns, and if you have the cash in and they actually block on the spoils turn, it's just super feels bad and you actually don't get any copper. So this is a much better example of a much more meta deck. If don't let Josh hear me say that, but a more meta deck compared to Bolton. He's gonna hear me say that. I'm gonna show you meta, and he's not wrong. I've lost many a times against him on Bolton. Knick knack bric-a-brac. Are you saying for like cash in? No, that doesn't work. Oh, you're saying cash in for like potion, but the potions don't block, and neither do the amulets. So like the whole game plan. Oh, he disconnected. No, sorry. Yeah, you could knick knack, but like I'd rather just run cash in at that point. Okay, we got an Oldhim. Oldhim's kind of tricky because you have to throw in the remembrances because this whole fatigue nonsense going around. So we're gonna run that and just run a bigger deck. And if you think about threat density, we actually have a lot because there's a lot of turns where we're throwing like 3 axes at them, and so that's 2, 3, and 3. So it's a total of 8 damage plus the 3 on the go again card at least, off of like 1 card out of deck basically. So we have a lot of threat density built into the strategy, which is pretty nice, of course. Do I have a link to this deck list? I will post one. If not, like I've shown it on the screen, you can just go back and get that. But I'll try to yeah, I'll try to post it. Okay, so Insidious Chill Pass. We do have we got Rampart, which is slightly annoying, I'm not gonna lie. I prefer the other way, but that's okay. So here we're just gonna lead out with the spoils. No particular rhyme or reason there. I just like the option on the Blade Runner. Kind of want to get a feel for his strategy, what he's trying to. Sweet. Kyle's gonna post it for me. Sink below. Oh, and he's running 60 something cards, and we have a blue snow under. Okay, so we're in for the long game. Good thing we run 3 remembrances, right? That's the name of the game. And for as far as remembrance targets, basically, we are putting back anything that gives go again, because the more go again we have, the more axe swings, the more threat density we have, and or maintain, if you will. And that's just our general strategy. We're just gonna keep playing the value game and go from there. Don't forget to hit the like button. Enjoy it. Southern draw, yeah. Yeah, Alabama draw, yeah. It's terrible. You guys don't have to laugh. Good job beating Bolton, even though I'm sad. Yep. I called Bolton non-meta, Josh, and I knew you were gonna pop up here. I knew your warrior senses would trigger. Look at that, chat. We did 1 damage. 1 damage, chat. All right, we got the hit and run. GG. We take these. Let me make sure real quick. We're definitely blocking with this. So we don't have tunic counter, which is super unfortunate. But what we can do is blue that covers the 3 swings. We have the hit and run, so we just need this, which means we can pitch which means we do need the cards if we're going to push, which is unfortunate. But yeah, we'll just grind with the boots. If that's the way he wants to play it, that's the way we'll let him play it. So we're gonna go here, then go here. We could get a little greedy and pitch for the and play the glint because we know he's blocking, obviously, because he's trying to play a long game, playing 64 million cards or whatever. So he did not let that hit, which is a-okay. And then we'll go hit and run on this one. 7 go again. So he has the choice of either, or we can get the armor. That's fun. Okay. So he let it hit. So we'll just swing the other axe then, because that's free deck damage or life damage, whichever one he decides to do. If I'm calling Bolton not meta, where is Levia? Levia is with you, man, Saint. And that's above meta. That's wherever you want it to be. Insidious Chill. Is this some like... Oh, he's trying to like loop Oakenolds or something, I guess. I don't... It's kind of weird. Not sure how I feel about it. Kind of want to keep the overpower. So I can just jam it at him, I guess. I don't know. Challenge accepted. Putting together the assets for this weekend, Charlotte. Heck yeah, I appreciate that. I'm glad you'll be doing the coverage in Charlotte. We will be there. That's a fact. We will be there. I think just about all of us are going. Hopefully I scared the fatigue Oldhims away, right? Don't really want to Arsenal blue, so I think I'm just going to wait for him to block with cards here and then just do the blue overpower. Kind of want to get it out of the deck. Okay, so we have a choice here. We could just go ahead and blue Blade Runner and then go into the other swing. We have that option. It's better than just +2, right? Even running the risk. It's just a blue Blade Runner. If he doesn't have a D-React that covers exactly 5, then we get another swing. And we get to hit... Well, we don't do bracers because it gives him Rampart back, but... Still value. Still value. We just keep doing this. Over and over. Did I say over? Now, in this matchup, Warriors Valor is literal trash, basically. So what I'm going to do with is I'm actually going to block with the Warriors Valor. Feels bad. I need to keep the pressure on because he's doing this whole Oakenold thing. So we'll just go business as usual. Not sure what was better there. Kind of wanted... I think I'm going to go here. Since it's 5, he has to throw a card if he wants to save on damage. And then pitch the blue Tunic counter into the blue overpower and actually not swing twice this turn and then bank the Valor because we need to start playing 5-card hands instead of 4-card hands if he's going to play this long game. So I'm going to get ready for that and put a Valor in Arsenal. Would Axes do well into Dromai? Yes, but you have to play it a very specific way. Cleave, when you read the Cleave card, it basically says, you know, okay, you swing your axe for 6 at one dragon and kill another dragon that's 6 health. That's not how that matchup goes. You put Cleave on the axe, send it at them, and if they leak 1 or 2 damage, you kill a dragon along with dealing the damage, is the way you're supposed to play it. Talisman of Warfare. The problem with the Talisman of Warfare is your #1 arsenal target is hit and run, which is played after the first swing. So there's a very good chance that you'll blow up your own arsenal. Okay, like I said, we're going to bait out this card that we knew was coming. We'll take our Tunic counter. Then we're going to pump it by 4. Tell him to better have it or take a little bit. It's a little hairy when you don't want to remove. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's some plays where you just don't want to, you're just not trying to play that way. Oh, he ice react. Okay, that's fine too. That means he's not hammering. Look at that nourishing right there. And that's our #1 target right there. So we're just going to jam that, get some reds on the bottom. It's obviously not going to hit, but that is okay. Our hand was all reds, so be like that. Yep, staunch. Seems good. Yep, and he let us Arsenal our best card. Red hit and run. And unfortunately, we don't have... we do not have a source of go again, which is super unfortunate. But chat, it be like that sometimes, right? So this is a little bit of a brick, but it is a byproduct. We don't want to use the hit and run without getting the +3. So we're not going to worry about it, especially because this match, we know that we have time. Can Dash end up outvaluing you if they play for the longer item game? Uh, y- yes and no, because axes, it's like you can kind of put the damage on either swing, so it's not like the typical Dorinthea strategy where they turtle up and they just unmovable, right? It's like which axe are you gonna unmovable, right? And we have the ability to put it on whichever one. So because the damage is divided, it's much more difficult. Okay, so if he wants to take 3 here, we'll let him. Okay, he's blocked from hand, so we'll go ahead and get 2 damage in. But he'll probably earth react, but we're just getting this out of our hand. Is all we're trying to accomplish. Yeah, the whole reason crown is there is if we brick on the go again. That's our number one thing. We're just looking at our hand and saying, do we have the go again? Okay, thank goodness, right? Since your hand was basically all blues, couldn't you have activated the copper? I could have. I absolutely could have. This is exactly the hand we're looking for. This is everything we dreamt of. We have the double blue. And tunic counter if we want to get frisky. We'll get value off heart. This gives the first swing go again. Then we're going to hit and run. We do want to get this out for blood active, though, if we can. So we need to count our resources. We got 2 swings left, and we can pay for it. So we can pay for the out for blood. And we have tunic counter if we want to bracers, but he's probably going to block with rampart on the first. So he's saving the copper for his triple cash in turn. I would love to do that. And in this matchup, it might be better in Remembrance, but probably like other than like multiple spill bloods, there's not, you can only give so much go again, right? Okay, so he's not letting this hit, so we want to go ahead and play out for blood. That way, Dorinthea will trigger on the first axe, so we can go to the other axe and then come back, is the goal. And we get staunch value. I don't know about that one, Chief. I'll let it happen. Sure. How about this? You gonna give me the fridge? And we swing again. Yeah, we don't want to put a bunch of blues on the bottom because then we know this game's going the distance, so we don't want to just keep activating copper because that doesn't solve. We want to actually get our blue density down so that way our deck stays more even the lower we get. Easier said than done, but that we don't want too many blues on the bottom, so we can kind of play them as we see them. And so, as you can see, the decks he started. I guess we started at more even deck size. And he's still ahead. Oh man. Guess we're getting some cards back, guys. Sheesh. All right, so we're gonna we are going to act like we got it, even though we definitely don't. Although it's good that we kind of get them like that. The question is, do we have enough targets? So we can't get reactions. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we can get like the pumps are okay. So yeah, we have enough targets to play both. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and double Remembrance here before they get limited to 1 or banned. Okay, let's go here. We can put Nourishing back too. That's kind of cheeky. I like it. We just pass. And we officially have almost equal cards. He's got a full hand. I'm curious of what he can do with it. Wow. Sucks to suck. All right, so we got one blue, and we have two go again, but the problem is we're not really going to be able to play it all. So it makes it kind of, we really want to pair Spill Blood with a hit and run, and a one calls go again with a blue is like ideal, and stay on tunic counter. So good chance we'll just see 1, 2, 3, and then we could pitch this to pump. Seems fine. Keeps a go again red in the deck. I care more about cards than I do life right now, until he starts chilling me. So instead of doing the Blade Runner, we're going to play the spoils out because we want to incentivize him to actually put a card down on the first Hachet to turn on the Out for Blood for the second. Is the idea. Yeah, next banned and suspended announcement is coming sooner than we thought. That is a fact. It is almost here. Okay, so we have no... Okay, that was from hand because he crowned, which is ideal. That's exactly what we were playing on. Block from hand. We'll go and pump it. Gets rid of the prevention, or get him to waste that. That's cool too, and it still adds 1 to the next swing. So we'll still come in for 4, and we didn't waste any damage there. Still get the counter off boots. Still leak a little damage. Everybody's happy. This hand is gas. I think we spilled blood on this one. We have tunic counter. We have multiple sources of go again. We can even bait out with the Warrior's Valor. So we can go 1, 1, 1, then 3, then we still have Glint. Yeah. It's just, I kind of want to play, so we're definitely playing this guy. And then we have options after that. Because we have tunic counter. We could go ahead and play this. That would pump it to 7. 7 could get, let's see, Crown, Rampart, 1 card. Could actually get through. I say we run it. What's the worst that'll happen? Worst case scenario, we have the Blade Runners back up. And that is A-okay. Yeah, it's always a banned and suspended announcement at the release of a new set. Absolutely. Could not be more right. Okay, Oasis is the worst case scenario here because it's not a defending card. So currently it's doing damage, right? Because he's only preventing 5. Is he going to waste a D-React here? Or am I missing something? That seems like it's hitting. I don't know. Okay. So now he just wasted, kind of inefficient on the Oasis, which is A-okay. So we have options here, chat. We can glint, and if we draw blue, then it's like a whole lot of damage. But if it's not, we get punished a little bit, but we still have outs because of the Blade Runner. But we're so far ahead if we rip blue. I think think let's risk it. Let's risk it. We're gonna rip a blue here. Ooh. Interesting. So he ice react. We could tunic counter, play the Blade Runner. His would resolve first. We would not have a card in hand. And they would also add 3 damage to the next one. Or we draw the Blade Runner again and then just pitch it and swing. I like him wasting a card. So we're actually going to tunic counter here. I know this is a little redundant that we're doing like the whole double go again. But it's getting a decent amount of damage in. And it's getting him to waste a card on the reaction. This is why you don't ice react Dorinthea. Any Oldhim players. Yep, his ice react resolves. So basically it did nothing. And then our glint resolves and we are good to go for a second swing. And we can go and bottom the spill blood and kind of keep value for later. I'd love to arsenal it, but we can't give up 8 damage here. If this deck is so consistent high value, why do you think we don't really see it performing at Battle Hardens and Callings? Okay, that's an extremely valid question, and I think it boils down to certain decks in Flesh and Blood do unfair things out of nowhere. Let's look at Briar, for example. You can cheat the value system with a deck like this, but if they just set up a Force of Nature, Channel Mount Heroic, it doesn't matter that you get 8.5 value off of 2 cards. They kill you in 1 turn. So once Briar leaves, I think there's a lot more validity to this deck. Like, a lot more. Let's get an Oakenhold count. He hasn't blocked this. This is all just defensive stuff. This deck. It's just annoying. It is very consistent. Everything blocks for 3. You know, it's kind of built that way. I think if she gets a couple more cards, like so we can like take out like Driving Blade and some of the yellows, it obviously gets a lot better. But it's very consistent. It's not good against Kano, I'll tell you that. Okay, so we got a blue staunch here, which was from hand because he crowned. So we'll go ahead and trigger the glint, get another card. If we rip blue, we're good because then we can hit and run around it. He didn't learn his lesson last time. This one's okay though. We'll let it resolve because we have 1 floating. This situation is a little different. So it just gives us this to Arsenal and we still swing 3. So we basically just spin a card to nullify the draw on our glint, that's value for us. This is a good one. It's a good hand. Okay. We're going to pitch. We're going to kind of stack pitch here to play around the ice rack a little bit. It doesn't play around it, but if he waits, doesn't really play around it, to be honest. Let's see. The most broken thing this deck does is the boots. The boots are amazing. They are absolutely amazing. So here what we're going to do is we have in the swing. So if he ice reacts here, he's just in bad shape. So he does get value here, which is unfortunate. But see, here we go up, and if he can't cover that, then we get a whole nother swing for 3. Which is just ridiculous. If you're not careful with the frostbite, you can have a dead turn. Yeah, I mean, he's not playing the ice shield, so other than blizzard, I mean, there's not a whole lot of threat. Okay, so here we're just gonna do the old 1-2. If he ice reacts, he is in. Well, he's still safe because I gotta play the Blade Runner first, unfortunately. Briar's never gonna go. Man, I hope that's true. I hope that is true. No disruption. Yep, he will. He will. Storm Striders are gonna go and blitz. Mark my words. They can't stay around. Anybody that's played any games of blitz would 100% agree with that statement. They are for Bolton, but Dory wears them better. That is a fact. All right, so we're gonna go here, and we're gonna pass just in case he does do an ice reaction. I'm curious if he will. Although he doesn't really have a reason to. But if he does, then we just get free value because we can just play it. So we'll go ahead and pass here. We have nothing to lose. So we'll just end it and arsenal it. Save it for a rainier day. This hand is gas and a half. We keep the remembrance just in case he ice reacts on the first swing. We'll put it on top so that way it doesn't ruin our little wombo combo. I guess his next PQ season, she will limp over the finish line. Yeah, it'll be the RTN season. I think RTN season is actually before PQ. I think RTN is in July, and the next PQ season is, if I'm not mistaken, like September. She'll definitely pass the line for sure. She's not going to make it out of this year. There's no shot. So here he let that one hit. Okay, so he's got the Okanold or whatever he's trying to do. Okay. Reinar's pretty good against Wizard. He is. He is like one of the only decks that really punish Kano. It's even hard for like Prism to punish Kano now in Blitz, which just sounds awful. Why is this only coming in for 4 when we played a red hit and run? Did I miss something? Is there a glitch? Oh, he undid. Did he? He should be coming in for 6. What's happening? I'm going to start this turn over because I don't understand. That didn't make sense to me. I don't know what was happening. Did they undo? I must have missed something there. Oh, he undid. Okay, yeah. And he got free information for it, too. Good old Talishar, right? Are you not gonna ice react because you know I got hidden run? And this would suck if this didn't hit, but we got the reaction to cover it. Hopefully he doesn't have a D-react. If he doesn't have a D-react, then we just get super value. He's ice reacting here, which means we're just gonna go ahead and rip it. Sucks to suck. We're gonna get spoils of war, hit and runs, all the good stuff. And then we get to tunic counter, still swing. Value. Value. You want that arsenal? You want 3 less life. Up to you. Look at this hand. Another good one. They just keep coming. We're going to go pitch to the heart. We're going to Blade Runner if there's no situation where we can swing 3 times. So we're going to arsenal the hit and run more than likely. Is there? So we have 1 floating, so that swing. It would be for 8. I think it's greedy here because we don't have the reaction to cover down, but then again, it's a dead card if we don't. So I think we go ahead and rip it. Although that was probably bad because it gave him rampart value. No, it still demands. Yeah, it's an awkward block because he can't pay into it. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's okay. We'll just pass turn. Nothing we could do here. We have the heavy blue on the driving blade, which is really nice. We're going to get this driving blade out of arsenal. Okay, we have an option. Don't want to break rampart. It's kind of bad business. So that'll reset rampart. We do want to make it somewhat awkward, but we really can't, which is unfortunate. Yeah, there's nothing we can really do here. We could just set up for our next hand and hopefully be able to utilize everything. Yeah, it just blows my mind that Prism can't hold her weight against Wizard in Blitz. It's just unbelievable. Yep, we don't get the hits, therefore we can't swing the 3rd time, whether we give it go again or not. So we're just going to hold on to the blue and arsenal the spoils of war. And then we're going to get hammered next turn, which we reset boots. So that is a-okay. And we have a gas hand. Look at that. And tunic counter will be on 3. Yes, sir. We have the reaction to guarantee the hit on the hit and run. Always ideal. The reason we're not reacting there is we don't want to entice him to, because if we were to, well, we could have played that. Either we wouldn't have enough to, it's tricky. So we go and play this. It's going to give him his rampart back, which is okay because we are going to get so much value here. Yep, so we got 2 pitch for our 3rd swing and our reaction here. is the idea. Reset our boot counter. I'm telling you, boots are going to save us probably 15 life this game. Well, I guess we're 18 and we've taken almost every hammer, so it's probably saved, what, 3 into roughly 21, and we took 1, so that's 7. It's blocked 7 times so far, give or take. Quick muffs. Yep, so we're going to come over the top here. Let's see, has a reaction, which will also give us +1 on the second swing. Stay, I think it still gets over by 1. Should be good. Yep. Gives us the unlocks the third swing on the hatchet, coming in hot for 4. At his value, gets a little bit of damage in and gets him off that oh so valuable arsenal. Okay. So we got him off and oh. We have him off an arsenal, which means nourishing hits, and then we can arsenal spill blood, which will just be, then we just like blow him out, right? Because we'll have the 5-card hand, and we can even use crown to like filter. So I am going to just nourishing that we got back from that that oh so good remembrance. Boots are Dory's crown of seeds. Yeah, but you don't have to pay for them. That's the difference there. Yep. Give me those cards. Easy. Easy right there. I'm actually going to arsenal the Outland Skirmish in case he has a CNC, because I'm going to use the crown to sink it if he does, and I don't want to sink away the spill blood. It's too valuable. Just those little min-max plays right there. Okay, we drew all reds on a 6-card hand. Unbelievable. Oh, on the Insidious Chill triggers. Help me. This is bad, chat. This is bad. Okay, so we have to discard this. We have to discard. Oh, this is so bad. We want, honestly, Spill Blood is the worst card there. And then here, what we can do, we get a Frostbite. We can't afford a Frostbite, unfortunately. So what we have to do is block here, here, and here. Sink the Arsenal. Hope we get a blue, and then we'll just do the 2-step Arsenal, the Spill Blood. That is, but yeah, we were ultra punished on the the 5 red hand. Oh man, how many times has that happened to us? The 5 red hand. Also, we do have the option to. He's at 5, so if we spill blood on tunic counter, right? So it's 1, 1, and then 1, 1. So it's 4 resources total. We can cover it. It'll come in for 4, and then this one will pump to 8. Which means we could actually just kill him with him being at 5, which with him having the chills out, I kind of support that. We have 27 cards to deal 5 damage, so it's not like a card problem. It's a want to kill him problem. So I actually like that play, and it plays around the ice react. So let's get in while the getting's good. Blizzard is the only thing that like really hurts here. Which of course he would wait to play after I do this. Dynamos isn't as strong as Crown of Seeds. Absolutely, 100%. Nobody's talked about banning a $40 pair of boots. Everybody has talked about banning a pile of leaves on your head. So we play around the ice reactor. We're coming in for 8 dominate, which unless he has something kind of spicy, he's just what I like to refer to as deader than grass. Well, okay, he's got the prevention floating, so we'll put him to 1, which is a-okay. What, you got a red staunch too? Oh my. Chat, that's just brutal. That's brutal. It's okay. We're just gonna go ahead and get the guarantee go again off the blue hit and run. Not really missing out much by not getting the 1 value. And sets us up good by putting the hit and run into Arsenal. We've been punished a lot today, chat. Crown of Seeds is $73. I have no idea how much the boots are, actually. After this video, maybe, just maybe, might be a couple bucks more. Just a couple. Okay. Are they 80 bucks for the boots? I don't know. I haven't looked in like a long time. It's been a hot minute. So we have a couple plays here. We can go and play the yellow hit and run and not be greedy. And kind of just like guarantee that go again, and then Arsenal the red hit and run, which I like because the Warriors Valor is obviously going to get blocked. It's kind of tough. We could also come over by 1, get a little sneaky. It's not good card economics, but you know, we'll make do. Wait, the boots are actually $2 more than the crown. That's oh man. That's so funny. Okay, so prevention here. If he doesn't have the earth blue, we actually hit, which is kind of cool. So we're just trying to burn the blue as well. And getting into damage doesn't hurt either. But yeah, I figured as much. But here, the 1 prevention is most likely going to get wasted here because he has to throw a card in front of it if he doesn't want. Oh, all right. You got me. You got me. Arsenal. Good hand. Good hand. So let's play the more expensive one first. Go ahead and get the swing in. Coming in hot for 5. Straight ignored. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I miss something? My bad. Trying to keep up with it. Hit me with it again. I'll get to you. The only thing that I hate about hit and run is it interrupts, or it resets the chain for Rampart, which is super unfortunate. Super unfortunate. Thank you guys again for joining. I sure do appreciate it. I am also thinking about ending the night on a Briar game. Not saying that we're almost there. We're not anywhere near there. I'm just saying that I would like to possibly do that. So whenever you guys want to move on to that, you guys let me know. Okay, I see what you're saying. No E-pots. They're great for me in Oldhim matchup. An Icelander kind of said he spooled spice. I've also been working on this deck. Made quite a few. Yeah, so E-pots. That's one thing that I have considered. Sorry that I missed that. And did he undo? Or am I tripping? Okay, he did undo. Okay. E-pots. So basically, what my consensus was, they are good to have. The problem is you're playing Go Again to swing axes more, and anytime you play an E-pot, you're not swinging an axe. Is kind of my thought process on the E-pots. Once again, sorry that I missed that. This is my second time ever streaming, so I'm still trying to get used to like chat and playing the game. It's a lot easier when you're not doing the rune blade counting thing, though. I'll tell you that much. That is a fact. Okay, so we'll at least keep him on Arsenal. Get to a 5-card hand will be good there. Forced an overblock, 2 cards. We'll take that. We will take that. We have an action point, nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. Okay, since we have all the blues, we're going to save the spoils. That all red hand on nourishing might have cost us the game. Maybe, possibly. Hopefully not. Coming in hot for 3. What you going to do about it? Yeah, Josh, good chance to get fatigued here. I agree. I still have a decent amount of good red cards, but based off the number count, it is very likely. We start counting here to keep you on your team. Yeah, we could for sure. I appreciate that. I appreciate you saying the stream is great. Yeah, I want everything to be as good as possible, so I'm trying to catch everything as possible while also like not just making a person on playing Tower Shard like super angry because I'm not like actually progressing the game. So I'm gonna go ahead and pitch the driving blade. We could get a point of damage in on the Iron Song response, but he has the prevention floating, so we'll hold. Okay, good little one here. Obviously, we're not giving any cards right now. So we're going to go here, pitching this one. Coming in hot. We got to hang on to our reds for dear life. For dear life. Route is important in all Warriors lists for this reason. You know, Josh, Route started in the deck, and it might need to make its appearance one more time. So he has the 1 prevention floating, which doesn't mean like if this would land, I would play it because then we could just go hit and run, swing, tunic, swing, arsenals, boils. It'd be perfect. But we just can't here, unfortunately. Super unfortunate, but it do be like that. So this will force a break point if we play it. The problem is he has Rampart, so if he doesn't respect it and blocks with a 2-block plus Rampart pays into it, that'd be 4. We could get him on it, but if he has a 3-block, we get shut down. Oh, it's tough. It's actually tough. Not expecting this to land. I'm expecting him to throw a 3-block, but if he throws a 2-block or does an Earth react here, he's actually punished by it. Hopefully he Earth reacts. We can get a free card. What? Okay, I don't want to bracers because it'll reset the chain, so I'll just, if he's gonna let me get it in, I'll do it again. Been playing Briar before 2021 Nats. It's also a big. Yep. That's right. 2021 Nats, man. So many good memories, man. So many good memories. I love that tournament. There, I looked back the other day. I say the other day. It was like a month or so ago. And in 2021 Nats, so not this most recent one, but the one before that, I played so many just great players. Chris Lyali, Dan Rakowski. I played Michael Dalton in the chat now. I played, what was it? I think I played JP Coleman. I'm not entirely sure on that one though. I mean, there was just so many good players that like you just didn't know. Um, yeah, even with 3 remembrances, the problem was if we would have gotten 1 blue on that all red hand, then I think we would have got there. But the problem, it'd be like that sometimes. This doesn't do anything for us anymore, so we're gonna ditch this guy. Maintain higher life. We are gonna go here and then here. Wait, oh, let's go here and to here. And then we will go there, and then there's no shot that it had. I don't know if I have any more reactions. We could rip one off the glint. Let's see. How many in the swings? We've played all the in the swings. Out for blood. I think I pitched 1. So there is no out for bloods. Do we don't have the red iron song response. So I think we're out of reactions, unfortunately. "2020 Nats" was my first KBBQ. It was. And it was easily one of the best. Was that the pre-errata Briar timing? Yes. It was when Lightning Briar was the thing. Believe it or not, I'm not saying that I'm the trailblazer or anything, but at 2020 Nats, 2021, when everybody was playing Ball Lightning, Lightning Briar, 3 blues in their deck, Plunder Run everything, I was still playing CMH Briar. Still playing CMH Briar. At that event, I landed at 20th. I think I landed 20th. Yeah, me and Dan Rakowski played the last game. He won that match because he was on chain. And yeah, because he won our match, he went to 10th, and then I went to 20th at 2021 Nats. Such a great tournament, though. Such a great tournament. I don't see any reason to glint here. I just don't see why we should, but we definitely get fatigued here, I think. 13 cards, yeah. Unfortunate on the all red hand. On the all 6 cards in that we have access to, and every single one of them was red. Earth React. Tell you what, that's what I would do. Yep, then we're just hitting all blues, unfortunately, and Blue Warriors Valor's not doing a lot for us. Yeah, so I started playing Briar when Tales of Aria like just came out, and Josh Lau is my witness. The day after Tales of Aria set came out, I showed up to our armory because we went to the same armory, and I showed up with a Briar deck that had like 9 Captain's Call, a whole bunch of 0 cost attacks that just made like a whole bunch of embodiments, and that ended up being the best deck in the format. It was not as refined as like Tarek's list that won Nats, but like it was the idea. It was the idea for sure. Yeah. So Brendan Ball, yeah, the Sting Ball. I've been on rights in Evergreen since back in 2021. Uh, there was a member of the Hyperloops, Quinn Wong Q, I think is his name. And in that's I actually fatigued his Bravo. He ran like a triple remembrance, Titan's Fist, Rampart, Bravo list. And I fatigued him on a triple evergreen loop. And thankfully for him, he dropped out of the tournament after that game and then played the calling the next day and actually top eighted. So he's a good player, and I just fatigued him on the old Briar. Okay, this smells like an earth react, so I'm not going to fall for the glint here yet. Although it's super tempting. He got earth react, though. Dang it. Dang it, chat. Oh, no. I thought he's going to... Okay, he's going to Oak and Old me then or something. Yeah. Then he gets us on this loop. Okay. Yep, I'm going to give it to him, boss. I know this is not the most entertaining thing. We're going to move on. We are going to admit defeat there. We blocked them boots 11 times. I'm not going to make you guys watch the next 10 minutes of that. Just me running out of cards. The best moment of that tournament was blocking Crippling Crest and dominated with a single card for 8. Oh, man. 14 million embodiments. Oh. It was a beautiful thing. Okay, Azalea, I have no idea how this deck does into Azalea, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know how a lot of decks do into Azalea, as you guys probably don't either. The reactions are probably good because you could still play them on a red in the ledger. So let's put those in over the sharpened steel. And then D-reacts are obviously good, even if we're not going to draw the card. We can still sit these bad boys. We're on a more aggressive plane. I don't like that idea. Try not to dilute our deck. So let's just play some value. Okay, so we have the... We could go 1, 2. Don't want to give them the chance to filter. It's actually kind of interesting. I think we just play the blue hit and run and then Arsenal the other one. Because we don't want 2 blues. So I'm just going to play this and pass. And now we have gas. We have a 3 swing next turn. So if they don't have disruption here, we going. We are going. Does anybody know Levi's name in Talishar? If this is Levi, we're in trouble. Levi just won a YouTube showdown match against Icelander to prove that. Oh, I mean, I don't think she is that great. I think he is that great. If you spend enough time, like Josh, right? Like you ask everybody, Bolton's kind of trash unless you enjoy Bolton. But if you've perfected that deck and you know how to handle every single situation, you can get wins. It's entirely likely. So we're going, because we can bracers if that works out. Unfortunately, there's like no efficient way to... This hand's just so good though. But we get hard blown out if... We're just going to block with that because we can. No, because in the event that he does have like a razor or something, we don't want to do that. Yep, just like that. So we get 2 blown out. So here we'll just spoils and then... Oh, wait, that's our action. Oh, shit. Whoops. Maybe that's worse than I thought. Maybe we should have overblocked there. a little bit more damage in. Okay, we're back on the same play, except we got tunic counter this time, so that means these two are blockable cards in the event that we... Oh, and Drill Shot is actually immune, or Dynamos is immune to Drill Shot because it does put a counter on it, but it just means the second turn you'll take the counter off because it just keeps removing them every single turn. Would route be spicy in this deck? When I built the deck originally, it did have route in it, and it's entirely possible that it should be back in there. The biggest Drill Shot I've ever seen. Jesus. All right, so let's go here. Pitch. Let's get some value on the table. You're brave, so only defense reactions that's all you got. Yeah, and it's because there's not a room. You need the remembrances for the fatigue, which things still have to go right, obviously, against Oldhim. You need the cleave for Dromai. You need a couple more reactions. You could take the out for blood. You could take the out for bloods out and put in like 2 routes and maybe a sink blow. Some changes you could make maybe. So let this hit, which will turn on the 3rd swing. So we go here, here, tunic counter, other swing, arsenal, the Blade Runner. So we're good for our go again on the next turn. Especially since he's blocking. And now we do the same thing. What I'm actually going to do is bait a little bit. I'm going to play the Warrior's Valor like we need to go again for this, but we have the Blade Runner's backup. But we haven't hit, so we can't get the second swing. So, okay, good block, good block. So we'll just leave that be. Don't think there was a better way to do that. I mean, yeah, we had to pump the damage to actually get a chance to hit. So he's on a 2-card hand. What can Ranger do with 2 cards? They can E-strike for 7, I'll tell you that much. Hamstring shot. What does this do other than your first attack? Okay. So it's basically a whack frostbite. So we go here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 1. So that's 5 total plus this. That'd be 5. We don't have tunic counters. So that's not doable. Unfortunately. I think we actually have to block with the spill blood. I don't want to. Or we could... This is actually tough. Let's try this. I'm going to try to use both Blade Runners and Arsenal Spill Blood. We're going to try that, see what ends up happening. This is a good sign. We're going to play the red out first. And then we'll go ahead and play this one too. And then we'll pitch the spill blood for the other swing. Kind of worried about like a hemorrhage board. Hemorrhage bore has to have a aim counter, right? So we're gonna try to eke ahead. We have go again with the driving blades. So we'll block with these two and boots, whatever he throws. Maybe. So this is the way I like to pro. So I've already looked, and my line is tunic counter plus blue is pays for the 2 here and then the 2 swings. So I don't have any space for out for blood, so that's automatically the first card I'm blocking with. But then if you're playing against a deck that has like a long chain link, you just hold this for the snatch at the end, and if they don't play it, it's a 0 cost. It fits into any ratio, and that's kind of how that's why the deck has those sharpened steels, ally skirmish, and in the swings. Is for that very reason. Okay, we have take aim, reload, headshot. I gotta read all these cards. Okay, so nothing, no on hit. Okay, I don't care. Still don't care. Here we go. All right, chat. What's everybody drinking tonight? Let me know. Let me know. What's everybody drinking? Here we go. He's thinking on this axe. Sheesh. Okay. How about that one? So in this situation, I'm going to go ahead and play it out because I don't want to get shut down by a red in the ledger and then it gets stuck in Arsenal because I don't have go again in the event that it's like extremely dominated and pumped. So I'm going to go. I don't like to hang on to those at all. All right. Endless Arrow. We got to get a rain, razors count, and all that fun stuff. So we have all 3 rain razors. We have to assume that actual. Oh, this is a good card, right? Look at their hand and choose a card, and they discard it. Yeah, we don't want that. They reveal their hand, discard all cards other than action cards. So they would discard my glint, everything but driving blade. Nice. That's exactly what we want to see. You got some tea, hot or cold? Hot or cold tea? You always have to ask. I'm from the South, so everybody's about sweet tea here. I can't stand it personally. I mean, I'll drink it, but like, I prefer cold, unsweet tea. It's like my go-to. I'll mess with some hot tea. I don't hate it, but like if it's real sweet, like I don't know, it's not my thing. Okay, so obviously we got to block this, chat. No way around that one. We gotta block this one. We don't have tunic counter, so this is kind of bad. So we gotta go here, 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 and here. And then not sync. Cold, sweet tea. Okay, yep. Hey, yep. Yeah, I'm just not about the sweet part. I don't know. I'm not a big sweets person. I'm tempted to. I guess I'm only giving up 1 damage by the possibility of getting a new card, so I think it's worth the risk at this life total. We're doing pretty all right, so I'm gonna go here and hopefully he has a couple dead cards and blocks this from hand. What I'm hoping, it's unlikely, but we can dream, right? At least with that way we can bracers and get the damage anyway. It's a little too much hit and run. A little bit. Dead Eye, a rabble. A rabble, good sir. We'll block some of that because my hands are not that good. You never want to like lead with a hit and run. It kind of feels like ultra bad because you don't get any. It's like spending a whole card for go again. Briar gets it for free. Okay, so the hit effect does not matter, but the damage is super relevant. So if we go hit and run axe swing and it hits, we can bracers and that's at best 6 value. Whereas we get 6 value for blocking. The difference is he's at 6 life and he's ranger. So we need to get to that life threshold as soon as possible. And we get the heal off boot, so it's actually 7 value. So we're going to block with 1. Oh, we actually... Because this will pump the second, which will get more cards. So we actually pump breaks here. Because we'll be able to get all 3 swings if he doesn't block one. And we just go to 2. We just go to 2, chat. And we start getting those cards. We start getting those cards. Because this next one's going to come in for 6, and then the next one will come in for 3, and then we'll get it. Assuming one of them hits. Do you think this new set is going to make Azalea and Katsu viable? Azalea, yes. Katsu, no. I know that half the chat was probably thinking the exact opposite, and let me explain my thought process. If you look at Katsu, and not all ninja, but Katsu specifically, he's the hero that gets the least amount of benefit per new card. Now, how's that, right? It's the whole interaction with combo, because you can only fit so many combos in your deck, right? If there's no difference whether Katsu has access to like the 3 best combos or like 37 combos, right? He's only going to play the 3 best, right? And there's only so much interaction between the different combos that you can create. So as far as like the amount of value you get per card, Katsu is literally the worst hero. Because they can only build onto like combo. Now, the bond and stuff like that, like it does that is interesting that you can make multiple branches off the same combo line. I think that's a massive improvement. But we'll see. We'll see. I think out the gate, Katsu will perform very well because so many people will not have played a lot of games against it. But then it'll dip back, kind of like Tiger Katsu did, where Tiger Katsu was like, "Oh yeah, if you don't block this tiger stripe thing, then I'm fine. Or if you do block it, you're fine. But if you don't, they just kill you in 1 turn." It's kind of the same idea. Okay, so we got our boots back, and we have 2 armor left, and we got them down to 2 cards. Should be a-okay. We're just going to block this, pump as much on the axe that we can. Call it a day. Or we're going to lose, chat. Yeah. He really did that off a 2-card hand? Really? Okay, tunic counter, load the bow, and then the double pump. What a madman. What a madman. He deserves it. He deserves this one. We got bested, chat. We got bested. Good value, though. Almost 14 per hand. Boots got a value of 6. Pretty good stuff. A lot quicker game. I like those. Who in chat is going to Charlotte? I will definitely be there. I think Alex, Kyle, Will, and Josh all plan on being there as well from the card guys. So if you do see us there, definitely say hey for sure. Okay, we have a Dory match. More combo lines per turn. Yeah, I agree. And that's what I'm saying. The consolidation of the combo, or the expansion, if you will. This is a bad matchup, I would say, because I can't block with the cards I want to, so I have to be able to play like everything as good as I can. But well, we'll give it a shot. We want to go first because we don't want to get intimidated. Brother, you have a great attitude, and I hope the stream is a long-term success. Man, I sure do appreciate that, man. I really do. I really do. We're gonna give it a shot. I mean, this is my second time ever streaming, and we're gonna do the best we can. I have a couple things that I want to do. I want to find a way to efficiently interact with chat as far as like play games with you guys. What I don't want to do is like, because I want to be maximally, I want to be as efficient as possible with your guys' time, because I like respect your guys' time, right? I want to do things as quickly as possible and like not waste any of your guys' time. So what I don't want to do is like, oh yeah, Discord, like, oh, meet me here, and then you guys like spend, I have like 50 people spending 10 minutes trying to get in a match with somebody. So I'm trying to figure out an efficient way to make that happen. And if I can do that, then great. That's something that we'll definitely start doing. Just gonna filter down, keep the go again in arsenal, keep the blue in hand that's required to play it. Kind of mitigate that risk. Not the best hand. We have to keep a whole red to swing axe a second time, which is super unfortunate. But depending on the situation, it might just be how it is. So here we're going to try to get the spill blood in arsenal for the tunic counter. So what we're going to do is we're going to block here and then do that for the second swing to get the value on boots. And also, as far as the streaming goes, right now, I'm dead set on doing this time every Wednesday. And if I might do one more day a week, that kind of fluctuates. It won't be like solid, but I'm 100% 9 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday, unless like something is happening as far as like something important or emergency or something like that. I'll definitely keep that as consistent as possible, so that way you guys aren't trying to like, catch a moving target. I think what you're doing now has been great. Your streams have been enjoyable to be a part of, maybe for matches with chat, have opponents' titles. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I'm trying to work on. Like I said, I just have to make sure before I do it, it's an efficient way of doing something, because I'm not wasting a bunch of people's time trying to like organize things and stuff like that. So as soon as I figure out a way to do that efficiently, we're down 100%. Also, I want to do some stuff with the audio. Like I don't know, like when I'm playing some Briar matches, like the second I draw CMH, do like the Metal Gear Solid alert sound, you know, like stuff like that would be kind of fun. Uh, I think it's the small stuff like that that go a long way for sure. Let's go again here. So we are going to. We run the risk of another intimidate and not blocking with the card we want. So we might actually go ahead and get this out. But we have the double blue, our only source to go again. Kind of tough here, actually. Yeah, I think we have to guarantee that we get the block in, and we'll keep these boots up for whatever comes next. I was just worried about that card getting intimidating, and now my blue is like that, and that's not where we want to be. So here, because it fits the curve, we're gonna spill blood, hit and run, hatchet, and then throw this on the end of it. Is the game plan. We have to watch our life total. We want to get too low and just get Blood Rush Bellowed. Overall, though, these hands have been kind of on the weaker side. No like red go agains that actually add damage, unfortunately. And then we had to pitch a whole card for the driving blade, which is unfortunate. Here we go. Go and get that damage in while we can. Even it up a little bit, but he's got full tempo, and I think we lost it on this hand. It's just not producing enough damage. So basically what we're going to try and do is block 9 if we can. Hopefully intimidates the red hit and run. That'd be ideal. Please don't intimidate the blue. Oh, that'd be the worst. CNC with 2 action points. Pummel's a possibility. Being 100% honest, I really don't care. So we're just going to do that. See what happens. Okay. It's actually a pretty good outcome. We'll take 1 damage in Arsenal, the red hit and run. Hopefully draw blue in like some go again. Normally I would take tunic counter and send 2 damage, but because we have... yeah, we'll go and do it. I like getting value out of it, but typically, like, if he wasn't intimidating cards, I would keep the tunic counter because it usually comes in for 3 the next turn when I play this hit and run. But because of intimidate, we're probably going to have an extra card or something. Or draw 3 reds and a yellow. Unfortunate. We're kind of bricking, guys. We're kind of bricking. No Blade Runners, no... It's all been just hit and run and spill blood and ugh. Yep, and this is where he runs away with it for sure. I think after this one, I'm going to play just a Briar match. Kind of spice it up a little bit. Might come back to this. Kind of see what everybody's wanting. What do you guys want? You guys want to see more Axis Dory? Break out some Briar? Y'all let me know. Two action points. That could actually be CNC. Look at that. I saw that. I saw that coming. Good thing we got crown. You want me to play Kano? Oh my. You might as well put me in a spelling bee. What do you think I'm going to do with Kano? Me playing Kano is like watching my grandmother trying to write a text message. You're just going to sit there. Oh, that's actually wrong. We're going to do that and then that. Thank God it didn't show me a card. Or that would be bad. Be rather rude, if you will. So here, unfortunately, because it's not a blue, we got to spend a whole card. Super inefficient. Had some rough draws on this one. A little better, a little better. Still has armor, so the nourishing is absolutely 0 value. So that's getting blocked with. Yeah, we'll play a Briar game or two after this, for sure. All right, so that's our blue. So we'll block with the other blue and nourishing if he allows us to. If he's ever so gracious. He has an action point here. Okay. So massacre for 10. Nice. And then club me. Yep, he got us, chat. But we're going to 1 just to dot our reckless swing that just went to the bottom of his deck. I think I saw him pitch 2 of them, so I think we're good for a little bit, but we're in a rough spot. Oh, he had a third. Nice. All right. Let's get some good old Briar. Let's go ahead and let's get that in there. Get us going. And then we'll go ahead and make that full screen again. Oh, I apologize. I can make the... I can make... Oh, take out those. This is a liability. Take out those. We'll go first, obviously. I'm going to make the cards bigger for you guys. I forgot to do that. I sure do apologize. Hang on, let me... I know this is going to be a million times better, especially if you're on a phone. How does that look? Maybe a little bit too much? How about that? That's got to look better, right? Okay, this is what we call a hand that is gas and a half. So here we are going to go ahead and bramble, fuse, do this, which has the 1 float for the Rosetta. Or, oh shit, we can't do that because... so we're Draymond there. But what we can do is, yeah, we'll just go ahead and... I really just want the embodiment is the main thing, and I don't want to arsenal the so. It's kind of risky if you don't have the 2 cost in your graveyard. So I'm actually 9 times out of 10 I would prefer the so. So here we're just gonna send a nice little 10 and 1. The arcane will probably get the embodiment, which is the main thing we're after. And we have Crown of Seeds in this matchup, something I've been playing with and really liking this matchup. So what goes in Arsenal is not like the most important thing. Just trying to get this embodiment turn 1. Trying to find the most efficient way to do so. And getting... What's happening? Oh, he's shocked. He's going to take 7? Okay. I'm not going to fight you on it. This hand kind of sucks, but... Wait. What? Why would... What's happening? Oh, he has no arrow. Well, let me oblige. The only time you want to see a red rabble hit a blue is when you have Talisman of Warfare. Look at that, chat. Look at that. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh man, that's going to hit and blow up my arsenal. Pfft. No, it's not. No, it's not. Got him. Not sure what I'm going to do for the modes here. Obviously, I like draw a card, especially when he said he didn't have any arrows. But he's obviously not going to give me that option. Ooh, he's on some weird stuff. That's okay. We'll just keep our win and... Okay, well, guess we're obviously just going to keep the CNC. Kind of a weird hand, but in this situation, it's not the worst. Not the worst. Did I give up on Dory? No, I just wanted to do. I just wanted to take a little break from it. Play a little bit of Briar. Flip them with blue to trigger Talisman. It's like, yeah, it's good stuff, especially when you can like scapegoat and like Crown of Seeds out of it. Of course, I was gonna get it on the Rosetta swing anyway. So it was actually unfortunate that it happened because I wouldn't have had to crown if it would have came in for 4 until after. But the Lexi should have blocked on turn 1. Yeah, I guess maybe it could. I know they run a lot of instances, but or maybe they were going for a high role play or something. I'm not sure. I will take a Guyz. No qualm here. Very odd that she didn't block, though. Very odd. Okay, we have Tunic Counter. A bajillion cards. Got it. Frostlock. Gotta block that one. Actually, do we? CNC in blue. Let's go. Arsenal that Lightning Surge. Block with these 4. Okay. That still covers that. We're still good. As long as you don't make a Frostbite. Play channel all you want. Just go to CNC. Yep, what are we fusing with? A red Guyz. Yeah, we want to pressure that for sure. So Pulse of Oldhim. So we're gonna block here and here, and then CNC. We're still good there, and then Arsenal Lightning Surge seems decent. There you go. I'm gonna overnight that one. Channel like Frigid. When you play CNC, you just don't care. Just don't care. And now he's on a 3-card hand, which makes it extremely difficult to keep that Channel Lake around, so that gives us the go ahead. I just now realized he wasn't running New Horizons. That's how weird this is. That's okay. Weird stuff is okay. So this is a very big tip for any Briar players. Yeah, no Dory right now. We're gonna go back to it. I just want to take a little break, play a couple games of Briar. We'll go back to it. Tunic, you take the tunic counter before, and it lets you block with your D-Rex at no cost. So we're gonna go ahead and take tunic counter. And you can also, or we can't, oh man, Chin Lake Frigid, we can't. Spoke too soon. I was going to say, you would take the tunic counter and it would pay for the frostbite on the flip. And then, so you can, on your turn, you can just like 0 for 4 is typically the play, but Chin Lake Frigid kind of throws a wrench in that. But that's okay. Okay, so this is good. This is good actually, because what it doesn't have go again, which is super weird. Yep, and then you're gonna make me pay here. Okay. Yeah, I saw that coming, so we'll pay the blue. Give you all your tax. Yep. Unfortunately, we can't use stripe because of the frostbite. Super unfortunate, but I like just sending that just fine. While we have the life lead, we'll go ahead and pass here because we've secured a ye old embodiment. Okay, now we will do the little trick that I mentioned. We'll take the tunic counter because of the frostbite, and then we will be able to block with our sink below and clear the frostbite, especially when we have an all red hand. Super handy. Dominate is all you, my man. This is a big old boy. Okay, we can't stop the go again, so we have to find our next best out. He has 2 floating, so we are going to see a Shock Charmers, maybe even 2, which would lead to 2 Frostbites. No, it'd lead to 3. So what we need to do is we need to sink and look for an out. And if we don't find a blue, what we need to do is Crown of Seeds before the Frostbite resolves is our game plan. So we're going to go ahead and do what we plan on doing. We're going to sink the Bramble Spark because there's no way we're fusing it if we have to spend a blue to play it, right? So we're going to go ahead and let him do that. That's fine. Go ahead and do that. Sink the Bramble. We got the blue. So we have the Frostbites paid for, and then we have go again and go in 7. So we're good here. We'll just eat the rest. No worries. No need to Crown of Seeds. So we will just go here. And if this hits, I actually like just playing the Swarming and then Sword Swinging. Because that would be 5, whereas this would be 7, but we lose a whole card because we wouldn't have an arsenal. Because I want to stay viable in the Crown of Seeds. We got the nice old amulet for whenever we get a fuse off, whenever that may happen. Okay, did we learn our lesson last time on giving him the dominate? Because I think he's just gonna have a Weave Ice anyway, right? He's playing yellow, purple, orange, maroon, all the Weave Ices, right? So if I give him the 2 resources here, I tell you what, let's hedge, right? So if we give him the 2 resources here, then we have 1 floating, and we could spend the 1 to clear the frostbite on the flip by using our sink bloat anyway. So let's try it, see what happens. You know what? I really don't like that idea. I really don't. He's at such a low life. I think we give it to him. Yeah, I just something about it. I don't like it. I feel like he's gonna have the Weave Ice anyway. He has to, right? You playing 14 and a half of them, you got to. Okay, it's gonna be a big one. Somebody educate me and tell me why you'd play 3 of a kind in a Death Dealer list. Oh, okay. he got no arrows on a 3 of a kind. The old Isaac Jensen special. I hate that happened to him at Nats 2011 or 2021. I talked to him right before that match. Told him I was rooting for him. The Isaac from the Attack Action podcast. I was like, hey man, I'm rooting for you, man. And he had the Briar on the ropes. And, you know, they run no blues. He was playing Ice Lexi, and he had the game in the back, and he played a 3 of a kind. Looked at his hand and had no arrows. And I was standing on the opposite side of him, behind his opponent. I just saw the look in his eyes, and I just knew. I knew what happened, and I was like, "That's got to be the worst feeling." At that, yeah, Ice Death Dealer Lexi is legit, 100%. I didn't like the Invigorates. I think that's bad in the list. It should be just more. If that's the game you're playing, I think what the Eisenhow Weathervane whatever card's probably a lot better. Because one, it's ice, it fuses, and you're trying to disrupt them, not necessarily pump to a bigger number kind of thing. But maybe that's like an anti-fatigue tech. I don't know. Okay. Has anybody in chat been playing Flesh and Blood for since Worlds? Was like when you started. Has anybody has anybody been playing only for like 3.5 months or so? Just curious. Or are we all veterans? All right. We got Yeo Kano. Not my favorite, but we'll do it. We'll do it for chat. I guess he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it for chat. All right, we got Viscerai. Combo Vis was my first ever. Was my first deck that I loved playing was Combo Viscerai. There was nothing. It's the moment that I knew I was in this game for the long haul was combo Viscera. I understood it. I knew I I just loved the option behind it and being able to pivot and stuff like that. It just um, I just I loved it. I don't know what it was. Newbies aren't watching streams yet. Yeah, I mean, I hope they do. I mean, I think I do talk about my lines in a good way, in like a way that makes it a lot easier for like people to understand like what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. I think I explain it pretty decently, and so hopefully newer players uh do kind of see these streams. That'd be great. Same opponent from earlier. Mostly okay. Dory just binged Josh material. That's a fact. If you want to know anything warrior, Josh is the guy. The guy. Okay, so we have a couple options here. Normally I would make a rune chant, but we have what we call the perfect hand for next turn. So if we arsenal the lightning surge, we can pitch a blue +5, go in for 9, and then Rosetta and still block with the other 2 cards if we want to, or save an arsenal or whatever. So we're actually just going to pass and give up on the point of damage because we have such a good hand. If we were going second, man, this is the hand to have. It's so good. Oh, and it got better because now we're just throwing the snatch for what? 3, 8, 12? Snatch for 12 and 1? Anybody? I don't care what he puts in this text box. We are passing. This hand is gas. I'll show you a meat axe. Give me 1 second. How you like that? Got him. What's the biggest snatch you ever seen? Tell you what. That's a big one. That's a big one. Oh, he's letting it draw? Bet. Bet. We'll just let the scar take that place and roll it. He done messed up. I mean, maybe that was the correct play for him. I don't know, but I'm not complaining. 10 sketch plan. Seems all right. All right. Took my cokes. I want to take some damage, turn this on, and I don't really have... Let's see. He has an action point here. I want to see if like a swing big comes on the tail end or something. Because right now our line looks like if he can deal... He needs to deal another 6 to turn on Scar. Which I mean, I believe in Rhino, right? No, that's only 5. So he's probably actually not going to be able to. Which is super unfortunate. I want him to deal more damage. So Scar might not be on, but we can always E-strike if it hits, swarming, and then throw the Scar and arsenal the surge. So we have a line that utilizes all of our cards no matter what happens. So we'll eat this and hope he does more than 6, but it looks like it's only 5. That's unfortunate. We can't block with the Enlightened Strike because obvious reasons we need it for the go again. So we're just going to go and get this block value here before we drop too low because we want to be able to put it on the chain another time. All right, here we go. Like I said, we're going to start with the E-strike, and we're going to go ahead and sync the card that's the most awkward, and we're going to select go again. If this hits, we'll go ahead and play the swarming. And then if that hits, we'll go ahead and play... Okay, so we have the embodiment, which creates the aura, which turns on the go again for the swarming, and then we'll end with a scar, replacing with a card that always has go again, not just sometimes. Breakpoints are one hell of a drug. Tell you what. This hand's pretty good. Okay, so him at 15, and obviously it's brute, so we need to push lethal as quickly as possible. So we're just gonna push. We have a good hand. The game plan is to nimblism, pitch to or we're gonna nimblism into this, hopefully make an embodiment, pitch to make a rune chant, swarming, and then end with a coax. If it hits, snap, and then use the one floating to Rosetta and Arsenal the other. How was the axe story? We'll go right back to it. Right after this game, we'll go back to the axe story. I just wanted to take a break and do like 1 or 2 Briar games. Get my fix in real quick. And we'll go right back to Axe's story. Guaranteed or your money back, even though this is free. It only costs your time. That is all. Like I said, 7. Hopefully we get that embodiment. The reason that I didn't want to make a rune chant in front, even though it does reset the chain, it kind of tells him that a swarming's there and kind of incentivizes him to fully block this one. I want it to leak 1 damage, like it's currently doing. I think the correct thing on his end is probably to throw Barkbone in front of it, but then again, Snatch is kind of scary, right? So this is going to leak, giving us 1 aura. We're going to pitch to make another. That takes the swarming up to 4. What's the score so far? Just came onto stream. 5 a.m. Oh, that's early, my man. That is early. So we're gonna throw this game. We need a pressure. So we're gonna snap it. Worst case scenario. The score. How many games have we played? I think we played 4 games. We had Fatigue Oldhim, lost that one. We won our first one. I forget against who. We did drop in a Zelia game. He 10 dominated off of 2 cards, which was literally insane. Yeah, that was, I don't know, like 2 and 2, I think, something like that. Don't quote me on it. Don't quote me on it. Oh no, chat. They all Rune Blade special. I need them to attack. Thank you. What's the safest thing here? It's actually interesting because this is an attack and we need to at least like throw something. So I think we're definitely sinking a card. And we probably sink this one. But then again, like, if we're throwing 5, we might as well just make a rune chant swing sword, right? So let's also block that way. And just in case the on-hit effect matters, we'll do that. We need an attack. Let's go. We got the tunic counter for the sword swing to close the game. That's 10, 2 and 2. Should you leave that Coax in Arsenal for Providence? I mean, if we're being honest, I should be utilizing the strategy that I went over in my last stream by counting cards. But truth be told, it's a lot to do that, manage chat and everything else. So it's entirely depending on what the count was in my deck. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it. It was the last stream I did. I went over how to count cards like in Blackjack and basically prevent yourself from breaking in Rune Blade. But I should have recognized what my count is and made that decision based off of that. But yeah, never punished. Never punished. Not here, not today. All right, this could just get wild. We're just going to play Sonatas till we hit something. Cool. We'll do it again because why not? Cool. Oh, Jesus. We didn't have to do it like that. If only he knew what we had. All right. Yeah, we'll go back to Axe's Dory now, in case there were some viewers that joined us and may have missed that. Value of 15.4 is not bad, not bad. All right, so let's go ahead and get that list. List is in the chat for those of you interested in the list. I tell you what, let's go ahead and take out 2 Out for Bloods and put in, this was for Josh, 2 routes. 2 routes. And depending on the matchup, we might put him in. How about that? Okay. So we're back on the Dory list. Let's go. I thought about starting the stream off like saying, this is not a glitch. This is me streaming and not Josh playing Dory on the Card Guyz YouTube channel. I had to get a permission slip signed by him to do it, though. All right, Lexi, straightforward stuff here. We're just going to try to play the value game. Call it a day. We don't have CNCs to lean on, which is super unfortunate, but we do have fatigue option depending on how many cards they start with. It's entirely possible. But we're not trying to do anything fancy here. We're just going to play the normal old game plan and call it a day. So here we actually have an opportunity. So we swing once and we Blade Runner. That gives us, that means this one's going to come in for 9, which is 2 and 9. It's very easily that goes through. And if the first one goes through, then it doesn't really matter anyway. So I'm actually going to push damage here, or attempt to do so. Do you feel Axe's Dory gives up too much pressure against the aggro decks? Fine, no, because ever since the Belittle ban happened, Axe's Dory actually just wins the consistency race. Basically, what happens in the matchup is you take a huge dip, but then you even up the game, them using their mask, basically. And then after that, you basically just outvalue them for the rest of the game, and they get that one all red hand where they can't sword swing and stuff, and then you just take over as far as the efficiency goes. So then here we can just go ahead and play the hit and run. Like I said, they'll come in for 9, and there's very good chance that this will hit. It's very rare that they have all 3 blocks, and then we'll get to bracers and get 4 damage in. 4 or 5, depending. Unless he just has the nuts. Okay, good. Okay, so we get some damage in, probably keeping a high value card, maybe 3 of a kind, something like that. Entirely possible. But starting the game, 7 life ahead, just turned him into Kano. Okay, this hand kind of sucks. We're going to block. Maybe Arsenal Glint. Actually, Glint's not that good because they don't like to block, so... This is scary. Yeah, I kind of do. I do agree though that Vis is not necessarily aggro, although it is every day it's being built more in that direction. You know, like the Yanji like cash in variant's very aggressive. Although it's still kind of mid range in that it picks a spot. It's just it picks a very aggressive spot when it does. It's the biggest Lexi error I've ever seen. Jesus. This is a double Art of War, 3 of a kind, Rain Razors. What's happening here? All right, we're just going to block all of it. I mean, what else can we do? He has Go again. But he can't load. Is he gonna... Huh. I'm actually gonna do this. Because I want to get the value on the boots. And this will pressure a double swing getting the boots back. That's my idea. Vis really struggles with himself. Yes, but you could count cards like I do. And he struggles a lot less. But I do agree. Sometimes he just loses against himself. Back to the aggro. Like I think Briar is the biggest problem for Axe's Dory because she can just sit back and wait for like a Force of Nature CMH turn because you're not really pressuring that hard. You're playing like an efficiency game, and then they just kill you in one turn. I think that's the biggest worry. So what is this person actually trying to do? One way I like to play this, if he hits go again on the Voltaire, yep. So that means I'm just going to block everything except one card. And that way he gets no value out of this Arctic because I can't do anything anyway. Yep, and now he's on like a random 4-card hand. I don't mind putting this rounds on me in Arsenal because right now we do have the fatigue option. We haven't taken any damage, and we are obviously going to be ahead on cards as the Ranger plays on. So I do like slowing the game down. I mean, he's already blew an Art of War, 3 of a kind, and a Rain Razors, 2 Art of Wars, and we haven't taken a point of damage. So I like keeping all options on the table. Might take some damage here by a combat trick, but that would be okay. The old fatigue shot. Good thing about Axe's Dory is the first attack comes in for 2. So the on-hit effect here is 1. Oh, and it's attack action card. I'm sorry. This is a blank text card. Literally. So in that case, we have no frostbites. This has go again, which is really sketchy. So this could be another Arctic incarceration, which is super annoying. So we're just going to take this. Or an arrow that we actually need to block, like an endless arrow. Oh, look at that, chat. It's like we played it a couple times. Okay, so we got a couple options. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and give the helmet because I obviously want to keep him on a 4-card hand, but I also want to reset the boot counter. And this is all I need. So I'm gonna go ahead and sync the arsenal, try and get a go again card that can go in there. Or if I draw a hit and run, it is gas. We drew the hit and run, chat. We drew the hit and run with the tunic counter. This is just value. Just value. Look at this. 3-card hand, chat. Let's count. We have 2. Keep in mind, 2 of the cards we're playing are yellow, which is not the sexiest color in the world. We're going to play the hit and run because the first axe already hit. We have tunic counter for the third swing. Let's go. So we hit 2 on the first axe. Now we're hitting 7. That's 9. Then we're going to hit 3, which is 12. Then we heal on the boots, which is 15 on 3 cards. And 2 of the cards were yellow, chat. 2 of the cards were yellow. It's just value down. First time Lexi after seeing the recent, yeah. It could be. It could be. Everybody's got to start somewhere for sure. That is a fact. And Lexi, let's be honest, is not the easiest. This hand sucks, and they are ending. Okay. About to say, I'll just throw a nourishing. That's fun. Because of boots. Yes, you are correct. Sorry. That boot value. 16 for 3. Who gives a shit about Wounded Bull when you can do 16 for 3? Yep. So we're just going to block here because unfortunately we don't have any way to do anything efficient. We don't want to give up our fatigue out. So we're going to just mitigate here and probably block this arrow too, depending on what it is. Yeah, we'll just give him everything. And we don't need to block with boots here because we're not swinging. So the counter won't reset. So we'll just time walk it. Remember that without Ramble, the extra card is more than less worth 20. Yep, 25%. Yep, absolutely. What do you play? Winter's Bite? Oh, man. Well, he might have something else. I'm going to go ahead and give him the yellow and just plan on blocking out. Because this hand doesn't have go again, so it's not really along with our game plan, if you will. Yep, we're just going to go ahead and use our boots here. Cover the break point because we got something else coming, and we'll block it with whatever cards we have left and call it a day. If this drill... don't want to give the armor here, so we're just going to give both cards. There could be some warrant if one of those was like a good go again card, good red go again, that we would maybe give some armor to. But tunic counter is just too good. It's just too good. Okay, I kind of want to make a move here. Let's see. Do we get punished by giving the reload? Because he has 2, so he could... we actually could here, unfortunately. But I don't... If I had boots, I would cover it up here. But we have to let this hit. Unfortunately. Yep, ye old blank text card. Yep, this is what I was worried about. So we're going to have to eat the fatigue shot, and we're going to have to cover this up for sure. No way around that. Just going to Arsenal the Valor. Yeah, we got a good turn coming up. If we can keep any type of cards. Let's go ahead and tunic counter here. So he can have nothing. The reason is there's no frostbite here on the flip. So, and we'll just block with whatever we need to Oof. Maybe we're blocking a little bit more than we thought. Where does everybody live, chat? Most of us in the U.S. Somebody said it was 5 a.m., so that puts them in what? Let's guess. 6 a.m. from here, probably Italy, maybe Poland, kind of Eastern Europe, if I had to guess on the 5 o'clock. Yeah, because it's a little further than UK, because UK would be 5. Yeah, so you have to be like 2-3 time zones to the right or east of UK if it's 5 a.m. Just have to let me know, chat. Why crown and not skull cap? Just CNC protection, if I'm being honest. Simple as that. CNC protection. 3 of a kind, we always want to deny that that reload. Okay, this is actions, correct? So an action card. So actually, this does no damage to us because we're going to swing. We're not playing any action cards. We're only playing a reaction and then swinging. So we're actually going to eat this shit. Southwest Florida. So like Tampa? I like Tampa. My wife loves Disney World. Like, we go there all the time. Disney World is life, apparently. Fixing, and it's harder to trigger the 2 block. That is a fact. That is a fact. This round on me is strictly for dash if they don't respect the fatigue, and fi is the point of this round's on me. And there's not really any other good blues. We have all the go again blues already in the deck. So it's more so, not that it's a great card, it's just there's nothing that's better. If that makes sense. 2 hours south of Tampa. Nice. So on the other side of Miami, basically. Like Miami's on the eastern side. You have the dirtier water on the Gulf, basically, right? I lived in I was stationed in Biloxi, Mississippi. So that water in the Gulf of Mexico just don't do it for me. Oh, we got blocks from Alexi. Let's go with 27 cards in deck. Let's go. All right, here we're going to plan on blocking with 2 cards. We don't have 2 to counter for the hit and run, so we're going to block 2 and then try and outland skirmish into a Warrior's Valor into swing. Unless he presents like some gnarly cards, and then we're just trying to get to the point to where he's blocking. We'll be all right. This puts a hamper on some things. So we'll go ahead and block here and here. See what comes out next. No push forwards because it cost 1. I built the deck in a way to where, although it wouldn't be a terrible addition, it's just the 1 cost. It's such a tight curve that it can get clunky real quick. if it costs 1. Spill Blood almost pushes it. It's just such a good card that it makes the cut. Is basically the idea. Here, basically, if we don't block this, we're getting hit with another arrow, unfortunately. So I feel like we actually have to block this because he's going to get the reload. So we're going to go and cover it up. We'll give Ye Old Tunic just to reset the boots. We'll go and come in for 8. If he wants to block it, by all means. Yep, he's going to give me the go again, which is more than fine. He's probably got a good hand, but we're going to come in for another 3. And we have to basically just need to do that rotation one more time. We'll get him to where he needs to block a lot, and that's when Ranger typically falls apart. But could have a big 3 of a kind. Rain Razor's turn here. Could blow us out. Never know. He's out of 3 of a kinds. How many Rain Razors we got? 1. Still has all the Rain Razors. What about Endless Arrow? Endless Arrow doesn't matter without this, though. So I'm just looking for the easiest way to do go again, basically, and then go from there. So we could play around Frostlock by holding these because they don't cause 0. So we could block these on the next, on the Endless Arrow. Because I think he's got a Rain Razors here. I feel it in my bones, chat. I feel it in my bones. Maybe not. Maybe not. We just need to get the Lexi to where they block. Got 5, and it has go agains. Once again, we also need to play around the Arctic Incarceration as well. Yeah, we're going to go and give. Yeah, we can't play these cards, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't have go again. We're just going to Arsenal the Outland Skirmish. Can't play it because of Frostlock. Okay. The important part is he has to block here. Because we'll be coming in for 2. Then we'll be coming in for 5, and then we'll get the boots back. I don't hate push forward, though. I think the dominate can be very relevant, and maybe that's the out to Oldhim, right? Maybe that's the Oldhim tech that is needed, because it does work well in axes, because Blade Runner puts the damage on the second swing, and so does push forward, so it'd be like a really beefy second axe. So it's that concept could be exceptionally valid. It's just the one cost makes me a little nervous. All right, if he blocks with New Horizon here, he's blocking with a card anyway. I think he's referring to it in the Dory deck, not in Axes. He's talking about Axes Dory, not Briar. For the this round's on you. This round's on me. Whatever. All right, so we get him down to a 3-card hand. We're at 14. We have a pump in Arsenal. GG. We block 6 here. We win the game. Sure, you can reload. Mazel tov. Show me your real arrow. Oh, that you don't have. Sad. All right, this should get it. We can use the overpower just to be sure. All right, boots block for 5, and that's obviously because Lex is a little tougher because you have to full block your hand sometime and not be able to reset the counter every single turn. But so far in all the games we've played, the boots have averaged between like 6 and 8 block. So that's a lot of value out of equipment piece for sure. We'll keep running it, guys. Easy. So nobody in chat is going to Charlotte? Somebody, oh, this dude's got beef. Okay. I guess he doesn't know that I'm vegan. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not vegan. I bet Alex is laughing right now. Every time we go on a trip, I eat steak like 3 times. It's ridiculous. If there was the opposite of a vegan, I would be classified as that. Undoubtedly. Yeah, the not having D-reacts does kind of suck. I'm not going to lie. I don't want to get dominated turn 1. I'm just going to go and play these cards out. See what happens. Moved to Texas last month. It's a tiny bit too far just for a battle hardened. I agree. I live in Alabama, so and the only reason that I'm like going is like most of the other card guys are in the Atlanta area, so I'm kind of like going there on the way, hanging out with them for a bit, and then going. So it's like a pit stop that kind of like breaks it up. You won the other battle hardened, didn't you? I forget where it was. Was it the Jersey one? Yeah, I think you won the Jersey battle hardened, right? Oldhim with the Tectonic and Mage Masters. That whole shindig. Well, chat, we're gonna block this one. That's a fact. Yep. Awesome. Took the Jersey one down. There were some good players there too. Oh, you lived in Connecticut. That makes a lot. Man, if you went from Texas to Jersey for a battle harden, you'd get like you'd be like Michael Fang 2.0. You would be like Michael Fang 2.0. Yeah, I know we waste the boot counter, but there's no way to like efficiently do that. So you went from Connecticut to Texas. Talk about a change. Man, have you been to answer me this? Have you been to a Buc-ee's yet? The answer basically has to be yes, right? Brody Sproul, who actually did go to New Jersey from Texas. Yeah, you're right. Yep. Those guys are true grinders. I go to like anything that's like calling level or higher in the States. And like I'll go to the Southeast Battle Hardens, but I won't go too far. So this does have Deadeye on it and Seek and Destroy, which is pretty annoying, not gonna lie. So here, oh look, we won, I guess. Cool. It's kind of anticlimactic, but it was Azalea, so I'm not complaining. Can't say you have. Okay, so Bucky's, it's like it's a gas station, but hear me out. Okay, it's not just a gas station. Imagine a gas station, but you have like the ability to buy like a tent or a grill or buy a brisket sandwich. Like it just has everything. It's not just a gas station, it's an experience. You have to go. It's this beaver face on a yellow sign. Next time you see one, just whip it on in there. It's like they're huge and they're gas. Like I'm talking like I'm not exaggerating. Like 100 pumps, like literally 100 gas pumps. Like the places are huge. Get the brisket sandwich when you go for sure. Hear me out, Nathan. U.S. Nets has to be West Coast this year. Vegas. I think it's fair. I mean, if we're being honest, right? Europe got Worlds. East Coast got Pro Tour, so it's only fair that Nats goes on the West Coast. The only problem was like I know a lot of people don't like Vegas because if you're not like into that thing, it's not like the most exciting for you. Even though if you look beyond the casinos, there's a lot of things to do. I love Vegas because I used to be a hardcore cash game poker grinder. I played a lot of no limit hold'em, and so I love Vegas. Obviously, I mean I'll scrub out of a tournament and go hit the poker tables, right? But yeah, I think it should be on the West Coast. I would love to see something in the Northwest, like a Seattle, a Denver, not Portland, not Portland, but something like that. Something like that. I like Northwest. I think that'd be kind of cool. Just not Portland or San Francisco. Anywhere else. Anywhere else. Okay, we got the Yale Dash. Somebody was asking about it. You asked, and you shall receive. We're going to go ahead and try this whole strat, see how that works out. Go ahead and put those in the spot. We want to stay lean, but not like... Uh-oh. All right, so let's figure this out. If it's Tree Frog Dash, we're definitely in trouble. For sure. Play a couple extra cards. Don't hate it. Yeah, want to go first. Don't want to give him the chance. Hachet's Dory seems super fair. It is. It is a deck that could be built in Excel, basically. It's just straight value. It doesn't do... You can have the occasional, like, big spill blood turn, but other than that, it's like... It's doing fair. It's good flesh and blood is what it is. A Pittsburgh PT Worlds or Nats. I don't got anything against Pittsburgh. It's definitely better than This is interesting. I want to play that this round's on me, but I need to get a card out of his hand first and not give him a 5-card hand. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to pitch here and then glint for the go again. And then after he blocks, we're going to this rounds. And then we are going to start with an induction chamber, which is kind of scary. We want to kind of conserve cards a little bit. So I kind of want to just play this out and only keep the Blade Runner. You can just get a couple cards. Probably get a D-React here, maybe. Played your first 1-3 game last month. That's awesome, man. I can't tell you how many like things that I've learned in poker that I apply to this game. That I mean, there's so many things. They asked if I was streaming. Yeah, there's so many like things that apply that that like for example, one thing that I utilized in Nats in uprising drafts specifically is I would basically just I kind of like this hand like a lot. I would basically if I lost the dice roll in the 5 mirror match and I actually had to go first, right? Because they always want to go second. You want to start with tempo, start with the damage. Basically, what I would do is as soon as they drew their cards, I would look at their body language, like whether they were surprised, disappointed, kind of thing, and I would gauge that body language on whether I would just go into them on turn 0, because if I got like a disappointed or like a kind of vibe, I would just pass. I would just pass turn because they obviously didn't have a whole lot to clap back, and that led me to win 2 5 mirror matches in 2022 Nats where I lost the die roll. Which, if you've played that matchup, you know how difficult that is. So here, we want to get value out of Glint, but you can't have everything you want. So we're gonna do that, and then swing the second Hatchet, and then if he blocks, we definitely Glint. But if he doesn't, we have options. I think in this situation, you probably Glint and then just pitch to swing the other axe because, yeah, not the most exciting, but be a lot better if we had Tunic Cannon. We could have blocked with a card. But poker's taught me like so many things to utilize in this game that I think are extremely valuable. In fact, I would go as far as to say the most valuable information that you can get from a player on a mental note is literally, I'm telling you, you got to write this down, chat. Like, it's how quickly they make a decision is the most important information you can get. It's not the decision that they make. It's the time they took to make it. And if you notice inconsistencies in their play and how quickly they make said decision, like, I mean, like, if a Briar player says no block after thinking for 15 seconds, what do they not have? Channelment Heroic. If you throw an attack and 1.5 seconds later, they say no blocks. They either have a gas hand or what, like there's so much information in those reads. It's unbelievable. So here we have a crappy hand, so we're just going to block as much damage as possible, prolong the game. Good to see him boosting, though. Yep, we had to pop those to keep going. That's good for us. Yep, and we kept these to be able to turn boots on, even though we're not going to actually utilize the boots, which is okay. So the good thing about this is the mana curve supports the Alpha Blood without using Tunic Counter, which is okay. But yeah, the time that an opponent makes a decision is more important than the decision they make. We'll go ahead and just bracers and then axe, and then we'll save the Alpha Blood. Get an extra point of value that way. Does Pittsburgh even have an airport? Yeah, they got trains, I can tell you that. Didn't that used to be like the steel capital of the world, basically? Not sure how that applies nowadays, but I know that used to be the case. If you look at like a railroad map, they just like all go to like Chicago and Pittsburgh. It's like insane. Okay, we got a plasma pistol. Never seen this. Never seen this move. Cool, bruh. Here's the good stuff. Okay. So we have to keep in mind what we don't want to be vulnerable to Harpoon, and Harpoon can only take action cards, not reactions. So our blue is safe, which means that we have to hold both Driving Blade and Spoils, which is our source of go-agains, until the last possible moment, or else we won't get an opportunity to or Harpoon becomes a like serious liability. So we'll go ahead and block here and see where it goes. Gonna be 100% honest with you, chat. I did not think about T-Bone. Yeah, they have an international terminal or airport. Yeah, with like what, 3 terminals? 2.5? One of the terminals is dedicated to Spirit, so the planes never show up. They never make it all the way. So we're just gonna keep playing this value game. We're gonna Tunic Counter out for blood here, so that way we don't waste a card. We're not in that business. I guess we'll let Tunic resolve. And then we'll add it to Arsenal. Good hand here. We'll block with 2 cards. Okay, so looks like he's worried about deck size because he's starting to pistol a lot more. He started the game off boosting, and then now he's kind of slowed down to this pistol plan, but that's okay. Big old 9. This one's thick. Let's do here and here. Mitigate. It's actually kind of bad. Well, we're kind of screwed for Harpoon anyway. Let's see if can we find any. Have we seen any? We haven't. So basically the option is to, I think we can't play around it. I think if the harpoon comes, we have to block with crown and then sink the driving blade because we don't have tunic counters, so we can't driving blade and double swing. So we just have to hope and pray, basically. So that's why we'll save the boots for a T-bone. And just hope he doesn't have harpoon. Probably has it though, if I'm being honest. But since everything blocks for 3, he has to play it on the 3rd boost for it to be viable. Take this one. Goliath payload. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and block 1 card. Easy enough. We're gonna eat a bit of damage there. That's okay. I do the old 2-step. Okay, can we do something with ye all route? I don't think we can, unfortunately. Our blue is vulnerable to... I want to get rid of this driving blade, to be honest with you. I'm going to get rid of it so we can analyze our hand. If we had tunic counter, the play would be to hold these 3. Block with these 2. But because we don't, it's kind of shaky. So we'll go... We really get hurt by harpoon here. I don't like playing around it, though. There's no, like, optimum way... Oh, this doesn't have go again. He messed up the boost. Okay. Green light. So that means pay. That means these 2, which means we can fit in spill blood. Easy. What's up? I'm buying 6 commoner decks for a team to play event at my LGS. Any advice? From Mexico. Awesome. I would say stick with simple heroes if it's a learn to play. Don't make a Kano deck for somebody. Please don't. Kano's cool. I'm not hating on it. Just not something somebody wants to learn to play with is all I'm saying. So here we're going to spill blood. Or yeah, it's technically more damage than a 3rd swing. So we'll go here. Do that. And then we'll brace her into a swing. It's a big boy. You can use the Ira welcome deck. Absolutely. The Ira welcome deck was specifically designed as a welcome to play deck because it includes a good balance of a lot of the mechanics in the game, right? If you play like 2 Reinhardt decks against each other, not like a whole lot of D reacts, attack reacts, things like that. But the Ira deck has lunging presses. It has flick flacks. It has all those things that include all aspects of the games, and it hits all those check boxes. Okay. We really don't have that. Oh, we have tunic counter, so we do have a solid hand. So we'll save this on the end in case he wants to take a little bit of damage. So this is our block card. If he takes our blue, it's probably okay. T-bone. No, we don't. He can't. He can double T-bone us, but what's the chance of that? Go ahead and get value. As long as he doesn't have double T-bone, we're fine. Throttle. Yep, you got it, boss. Yep, tech core. Okay. So doing 3-3-3. This begins to get cards, although he has Techo Core, so we're kind of in a rough spot. This is a real close one. Unfortunately, we're having to play blue cards to gain our go again. Super unfortunate. But it be like that sometimes. It be like that. Okay, do we just win here? Because he got greedy. Oh, he had it. Son of a gun. Okay, here we need to be able to block with 2 cards and live. Like, I really hope we can. That would be amazing. I really just want to do this. The old 2-step, right? Start making him block a lot. Okay, so we have 1 resource remaining and counter on pistol, so he'll load the induction and shoot pistol, and that's it. Or he could tech low and shoot twice? Huh. I think that's actually it's actually bad. It's actually real bad. Or can he shoot twice? He can't. And thank God he can't. Okay. So do the 2-step, get our boots back. The first pistol shot that he starts the turn with will be able to block boots and tunic, and then come at him with a full card hand and kill him on a reaction. Katsu dash Vi Dory. Dory. Briar, Bravo, and here's that pick. Yep, I think those are good. Katsu, a lot of people love Katsu, Fi, simple. Everybody loves a good aggro deck. Rhinar, some people like that, you know, that type of play style. Yeah, definitely no wizards. Wizards are fun. I enjoy Icelander a little bit, but just not a deck you want to. Okay, so we got 4 and then 2 coming. So I want to block here. And then here. And then block 1 on the pistol. And now Techo Core is gone, so. And we could probably just get the whole hand for the hit and run. We'll make that decision when we get there. Really risky doing this, but I think it's the right time because we'll pump the hit and run. So this one will come in for what? 3 plus 2, so it gets the whole hand. And then we come in with a full 4-card hand and should close it up. Assuming he doesn't have a D-React. If we get a D-React, we made the wrong choice. Come on, get the whole. We go to give me the heart and go to 1. It's probably the right play. Too bad we don't have tunic counter. Man. Okay, so Spill Blood should get it. So we go. And that's 5 dominate. That should get it. Close game, though. Close game. Wow. Really good. Well timed. Oh man, we just lost right on that. Because now he just throws any attack and then double pistol, and it puts us on a 1-card hand. We have in the swing and arsenal, which is there's nothing we can do about that. Well played, man. Well played. Nothing we can do about that one. And then heart kills me. Well played. Value of 14.5 per hand. Really good. The boots blocked for 8 that game. Ah, it's Alan. I had no idea. That's Alan from Team Blue Pitch. That was playing that dash right there. Easily the best dash player I know. Easily. Not even close. All those guys. Team Blue Pitch. Tell you what. Shing. Killing it on Dromime. Plays some Vis also. He's like a Vis main too. He can play a little bit of everything though. Kaiser. Kaiser give you brain freeze with the Icelander, I'm telling you. Wynn plays a lot of Dash, a lot of Briar. Those guys, the real deal over there. All right, this is a good one. So we'll say that this is probably the last match for the night. Put in them cleaves because you know we got to. And we can. I don't hate putting in route. Like, actually seems kind of logical because some of them like to block a lot. That's a fact. So we can take out some of those. Actually, we'll just go all in on the reactions instead of. That's okay. That's good. Boot's gonna be blocking some Ash Wings today. After you can only win while stream sniping. What do you mean? You beat me 3 times the other day. Oh, literally 3 times. That was the funniest thing too, chat. We played a game. You know, I was like, oh yeah, how does, you know, I played Briar into one of his decks, and I wanted him to play Briar into one of my decks, and I just kept drawing trash with my Briar deck, and then he plays a Briar, and he doesn't even play Briar like a whole lot. He'll play it, but like, it's not like a whole lot. And he just whips up this Briar deck and just says, okay, here's 3 Channel Mount Heroics in a row. One of them or 2 of them kept 2 turns. Like, it was just the grossest thing I've ever seen. Not the most exciting hand to start with. Unfortunately, we have to do what we have to do. I even blocked with the blue cards to get better card, but nope. I overblocked and it still didn't work. Playing a little over 60, which has me a little worried, but blocking with a Yendera I'm kind of happy with. No Crown of Dominion, which is good for me. No like explosive ash kind of situation. Definitely preferred. No tunic counter makes this exchange kind of weird. I really want to just keep this hand, but I don't want to. I think I have to give the Ashwing here. This doesn't have to go again. Am I about to get razored? I think I'm about to get razored. Oh, it's just a furnace. Okay. I'm cool with that. You want to make a little dragon. Okay, no blocks. Kind of odd. But we'll take full advantage and get a lot of that. We have 3 resources here, so that's both axes plus bracer. We can make the count. So this will come in for a hot 7. And another 3 after that. I do want to go and play this on the next swing. Simply because I want to get a go again card in Arsenal. I don't want the reactions to hang out for too long. Yeah, red hit and run easily best card in the deck. It's not even close. Not even close. All right, so this is easy. We're just gonna block with this one, and then do the 2-step. Arsenal this one. 2-step into one of the dragons, more specifically. Okay. Does this change anything is the question. I actually like doing this over to this one. Because if we upgrade the hand, it's a lot. Oh, we have tunic counter. So that means we can go spill blood, hatchet. That's 4 resources. Arsenal this. We swing the first axe for 4 into Mirgai. And then we can swing, 8 dominate at him? Do we care about Mirgai? 2 damage every turn over the next 3. Yeah, we do. We do. Go and block that one out. If he has dust up to end it, he's just a cool kid. Ha! I've already sunk my arsenal. Fell for my trap card. Oh wait, I didn't have an arsenal, right? That was in hand. So this definitely doesn't matter. He better watch out. I'm gonna draw my 1 popper. Then what's he gonna do? Yep, go spill blood. This into Mirgai, which will be 4 and 4. And then we throw the reaction on there. And then we tunic and then swing 8 at him with dominate. And then Arsenal, good good go again card for after. Sure. Oh, this hand's so good. Something else is coming. He has no ash. So I think we have to save the block because it could be a dust up at the end. Although it could just be a furnace activation. We don't get value from boots. It's kind of close here. Really want to get a oh, no, we're getting ash wings after, so we're fine. Wait, we don't block with a card. Yeah, we'll keep it. Hand's pretty gas. What is this? Blaze headlong. So then dragon. I'm gonna go ahead and risk it. In worst case scenario, we still have ash wings coming. We wait. Be disciplined. Be disciplined. All right, we'll go and give it on one of the ash wings, and then they'll come in. Yep. Take one. Take one. Take one. Okay, let's do our thing. Let's start with we're going to start into an ashwing, clear one of those up. Since this pump goes on the tail end, this will also kick on it'll trigger Dory, so we can swing a second time with that axe. Then we'll go and play the hit and run. Also turns on bracers here. So we'll go ahead and do that, and we'll bank the glint. So we got a good bit coming at him. Just a casual 13 more. Carrying over a glint. Okay, I guess this guy's late for something. We'll start pressuring life. That's the important thing with Dromai, especially when we have the glint. We need him to start blocking with cards to get value off of that. So we're going to go ahead and pressure life instead of taking one of the ash wings. Basically from here on, with this, oh, jeez. Yep. Pretty good. Basically with the Spill Blood Cleave combo, we basically just say we can kill any dragon we want. Unless they put a direct in arsenal. Okay. Unfortunately, we have not made copper yet, which is like mad unfortunate, but that's okay. We're actually going to let him draw here. Or we just give all the armor. I think we give all the armor to deny it. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so this is the key moment for cleave. And when I first built the deck, I made the mistake of like trying to cleave 2 giant dragons at the same time. That's not the value of cleave. The value of cleave is this move right here. So we play Spill Blood. Then we play the cleave. And it's going to come in for like whatever number, and some of it's going to hit. Well, then we just kill the Kylorya for free. Like literally. Which is just like insane value. And he has to block because it's obviously lethal. So it'll turn on the glint, draw the card. If we rip a blue, we get to swing again. And it just gets out of hand quick. So the way cleave reads is I get to deal 4 damage to any... Or sorry, whoa. Almost goofed, chat. Almost goofed. I forgot we have to play reactions. Yep, so that's so good. So now we can just Blade Runner that second one, and that should be game. So now we kill Kylo for free. Basically, anytime I deal damage to Dromai, I get to assign that much damage to an ally, basically. So we kill Kylorya for free. And then we'll swing this buddy old pal. Pitching this one, we have 3 resources. 1, 2, 3. Fits the curve perfect. We'll once again swing at Dromine. 5 dominate, and then we will put this on it, and the next one will come in for 7, which will close the game. All right, chat. We got 4 value out of that. That was a quicker game. We had to play a little bit more aggressive on that one, obviously, because the dragons, if they build up too much, it can easily become a problem. All right. For cleave, doesn't it have to the axe that you pump that hits to clear? Yes. So it only applies to the next axe swing, right? It doesn't carry for the turn. So I knew that I had dominate on that first swing and +4. So it's +4 from cleave, +2 from spill blood, plus the base 2. That's 8. It's basically going to hit. So that's why I could have, if I was really concerned about it hitting. I didn't have a Blade Runner though. You could like Blade Runner the first one, then play cleave in between. That way you get the double pump on the second one is an option. And that basically guarantees it. So that will be all the games for tonight, guys. I sure do appreciate everyone joining me. Chat was super interactive. I enjoyed it, talking to you guys about Buc-ee's and poker and all this other stuff. It was really enjoyable. Hope you guys enjoyed the list. In case you haven't noticed, I love building decks. I just, love trying to make puzzles work and kind of like problem solving ideas. You guys saw in 2 streams I showed 4 different decks. I showed 2 or 3 different Briar decks, and then now this one. So appreciate everybody being here once again. Still have plans on getting games with people in chat. I would love to do that. Right now, our only option is for people to stream snipe me, which I'm perfectly okay with. No problem there. More than welcome. I just have to find an efficient way to get the people in chat into the games without wasting like 10 minutes in between, because I really don't want to waste people's time. It's my number one concern. But once again, thanks everybody for joining me today. Like I said earlier, I'm 100% on board for streaming every Wednesday, 100%, and probably looking at doing 1 additional day during the week, but that will not be a solidified day. It'll kind of float in between. Maybe also thinking about doing like game commentating, but I'm not sure how that would work. Like kind of like watch a game with you guys and like talk over it. It's another idea I had. Not sure how that would work when you can't see the hands, and what value I can provide for you guys as far as analyzing. I was thinking about a video series called Between the Lines. Yeah, that was pretty good. Just kind of talking over the lines that players make in like really good games. I can watch a couple games, say, okay, there was a lot of good decision points in this one. Load it up on the screen. We can talk about it, and I can kind of like talk over the lines and things like that. But other than that, like I said, thank you guys for joining me. That is all for tonight, and I will see everyone hopefully or a lot of you at Battle Hardened Charlotte. Hopefully things go well. I'll be playing Channel My Heroic Briar at that event. I will not be playing Axis Dory. Just doesn't quite make the cut right now, but that could change. So that concludes the stream. Thanks everybody for joining me, and